Claire Denis's latest film, The Fence, is a gripping exploration of invisible boundaries, both physical and metaphorical, that premiered at the 2025 Toronto International Film Festival. But here's where it gets controversial. While the film ambitiously tackles themes of colonialism, guilt, and power, it stumbles in its execution, leaving viewers with a visually striking yet emotionally hollow experience. Is it a thought-provoking masterpiece or a missed opportunity? Let's dive in. Set against the backdrop of a remote, dust-covered construction site in West Africa, the film centers on a literal fence that separates two men. Alboury, Isaach de Bankolé, a local villager demanding the body of his brother, allegedly killed in a workplace accident, and Horn, Matt Dillon, the weary foreman tasked with blocking his request. And this is the part most people miss. Beyond a physical barrier, Denis weaves a complex web of invisible fences between guilt and innocence, colonialism and subjugation, strength and fear that ultimately collapse by the film's end. Adapted from Bernard-Marie Koltès's play Black Battles with Dogs, the screenplay, co-written by Denis, Andrew Litvak, and Suzanne Linden, retains the source material's existential undertones while adding expressionistic flourishes, such as a haunting CGI sequence of a dog mauling human flesh and vivid color contrasts against shadowy landscapes. Much of the tension unfolds at the site's border, where tempestuous weather mirrors the emotional storm brewing between Alboury and Horn. Denis masterfully fills this space with desire and terror, blurring the lines between the two. Alboury's unwavering demand exposes the futility of Horn's condescending diplomacy and Western bargaining tactics, particularly when confronted by someone steeped in the language of oppression. Meanwhile, Cal, Tom Blythe, the manager responsible for the worker's death, unravels under the weight of his guilt. In a standout moment, he sings along to Midnight Oil's Beds Are Burning in his car, the lyrics echoing his inner turmoil, a subtle yet powerful soundtrack choice that underscores the film's themes. Here's where opinions will clash. While the film's brooding sensuality and tactile cinematography compensate for its stilted staging and heavy-handed dialogue, the performances vary. De Bankolé's stoic presence as Alboury is compelling, yet he's often relegated to the sidelines, his character's motivations overshadowed by his white counterparts. Mia McKenna-Bruce's Leone, Horn's girlfriend, serves as a symbol of Western naivety, her red dress and high heels starkly out of place in the harsh African landscape. However, her performance occasionally falters, though she shines in moments that expose the worksite's inherent violence. Matt Dillon's Horn, meanwhile, leans too heavily on a wooden delivery, particularly in scenes opposite de Bankolé, which undermines the film's ambiguity. The film's true strength lies in its exploration of moral complexity. Cal's attraction to Leone, for instance, could stem from a desire for validation, or a threat to his relationship with Horn, or both. Leone's impulsive decision to relocate to West Africa hints at deeper instability, while Horn's protective stance toward Cal may be driven by self-preservation or a shared secret. Denis leaves these motives intentionally murky, allowing them to swirl chaotically within the liminal space of the construction site. The site itself, guarded by African workers who chant like a Greek chorus, becomes a metaphor for greed and exploitation masquerading as progress. But here's the question that lingers. Does the fence succeed in its ambition? While Denis' textured imagery and thematic depth are intermittently affecting, the film's deterministic narrative and lack of emotional resonance ultimately weigh it down. Unlike her best work, which burrows into the subconscious, The Fence relies too heavily on its political framework, leaving its impact muted. The result is a film that feels more like a thesis statement than a lived experience. Grade B-. The Fence is currently seeking U.S. distribution. If you're intrigued by its themes or Denis's filmography, it's worth a watch. But be prepared for a film that challenges as much as it frustrates. What do you think? Does The Fence hit the mark, or does it fall short of its potential? Share your thoughts in the comments below. To stay updated on more film reviews and critical insights, subscribe to IndieWire's newsletter. In review by David Ehrlich. For exclusive musings and streaming pics,